All right, everybody, we are on a job site outside of Los Angeles. This is an SWS job site, so steel panels, cold form steel panels, and I'm here with Diego Rivera, and he's inside. He's going to show us some stuff, so come on inside. One of the things that's really difficult about California is their building codes, is the seismic codes, is the shear wall codes that have to take place. And SWS panel, Diego, they have been dealing with this for a long time, and not only are they doing the panels, they're also doing modular as well now. But this is one of the reasons why a lot of people make a lot of mistakes and lose a lot of money, because they don't understand some of the things we're about to show you right now. So welcome Diego Rivera. What's up, Diego?
How you doing? How's California treating you?
Yeah, it's sunny, it's nice, there's palm trees, you know.
Trees.
So Diego, first of all, thanks for having us here on the job site. Thanks for showing me your shop. By the way, the cleanest shop you will ever walk through in your entire life, and I mean that honestly. I couldn't believe how clean and organized. Diego, what is going on here? Let's talk about, there's several things happening here that look like normal construction, but when you get up close, it's not.
Yeah, so your typical shear walls, correct? So you have your lateral diaphragms on the floor, and you have your lateral and your walls. This is the typical California lateral on your walls. We use a product called SureBoard, which you wouldn't even think is dense glass, but it's dense glass with a sheet of 20 gauge metal on the back. The secret of this is, in order to get the lateral loads that you need to stitch this to the studs, to a 12 gauge studs, 2 inches on center, all across. So all those screws that you see right there are actually transferring the lateral forces to the floors.
Look how many screws there are, Diego. 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, you would go out of business if you didn't, like if you just went by regular standard code.
That is great. So we use the screw bridges, we use different equipment to be able to get, because an inspector will come and measure every single screw.
Right.
If you don't get this level of precision, you just have to bring more people and put more screws on it.
He said they're going to come and measure the screws?
The inspectors will come and measure.
Now this is a huge multi-story building, commercial building.
It's about an 80,000 assisted living type 1 construction. And there's 5 floors over 2 podiums. Over 2 podiums,
yes, right. All right, so we got the screws. I mean, just the screws alone will cost a fortune in a job like this. Regular dense glass here, but what's so special about this?
So in California, dense glass is an exterior board, like any place in the world. But here, there's a sheet of metal attached to the back, a 20 gauge laminated sheet. You can actually see the back of the board right here.
Right.
And what that does is increases the strength of the lateral forces. X-bracing, any other thing that has been used in other places of the world would not qualify for California. And then you have your typical tie rod systems.
Right.
That will go in between these 2 posts
to
do a tension compression system that you do in wood and all the other systems. But type 1 construction needs to be fire rated, and you need to have this amount of screws for every shear wall.
Now, something that's also interesting, tying all this together, and I don't know if you can actually see the floor above here. Let me show. But along the outside of all of the, let me see here, the beams going across here, you have to do the same nailing pattern with that many nails all the way across, just to tie it all together as well.
And just to give you another fact, the ratio of shear walls to load-bearing walls, it can be 60% of the walls will have this detail. 40% of the load-bearing walls will be just plain framing.
Got it.
So you pretty much do this to every single wall in the building that is load-bearing.
You guys also do a lot of stuff to take the work off the trades plates. What are we looking at here?
We're always thinking of the trades, you know, building headers, beams, and I'll show you this detail in action. If you walk this way, we'll be able to see it. Where the idea is to always think ahead. How can we do win-win? How do we help?
Right.
So we draw for all the trades. We do all the BIM coordination. We host the models. And then we come and we do the laser layout with total stations.
Right.
As you can see in this header, the typical thing is we do special cuts using a track as a clip. And even if you run your hands, you do a 1 plane track. So that way the drywall that doesn't have any built up, and you never get change orders, and they become your allies instead of being your enemies.
Yeah, so, well, and that's it, right? If you make everybody's life easier, you're making the project manager's life easier. We were just talking to him, and I mean, he basically had only praises. Like, he was happy to see you. Because Diego doesn't have to come to his job sites because...
We don't. The panels do the job themselves, and we eliminate change orders. The secret of this is, you know, no contingencies.
Right.
Most of the jobs of these run 5–10% in contingencies. Panelizing, manufacturing time, coordinating, helping the other trades. It makes it, you know, in this job, we're about 5,000 square feet a week per crane. 25 guys.
All right, so some of the other things that you guys are doing that I haven't seen on other jobs is, I mean, you're making it easier for the plumbers and electricians as well for when they got to put their boxes on your walls, so nothing's interfering. It makes it easy for them to run their wires. The hole punches are there for them to get through the interior metal studs. But also, you guys, and this isn't the ones you do, but fall protection.
We do.
So as soon as your walls are lifted, they already have the bracing on for fall protection, and we're up a good 40, maybe 50 feet already.
Correct. So the idea is you put your perimeter walls, they're already protection. Guys are hooked up. As soon as the perimeter walls are, they're unhooked, and you have a free piece of land, basically a free floor to start flying your panels. Always thinking about the other trades. You know, fall protection needs to be in the outside so they can waterproof.
Yep.
So it's just a little extra things we do for the trades, and they help us by not submitting change orders and not slowing down the job or blaming and pointing fingers at everybody.
Right, which is important, right? And everybody knows what their job, and if it's cleaner and easier for everybody, and the project manager's happy, guess what? They're ordering more product from SWS Panel. You become a hero. We should give you a cape.
There you go. And as a team, you know, sometimes GCs will take the same team.
Yeah.
The same electrician, the same plumber, because we work together and we make things happen.
Oh, and that's what it's about.
That's all about. It's all about helping each other and moving forward in this industry.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. So you guys also are now doing modular, and you're doing some large projects that are coming up. I think it's amazing because you're going to take all this technology and now you're going to volumetric build with the technology that you already have in place.
That is correct. So we're understanding them, even by talking to some of the guests that you had in your show, understanding that dominating the panel world, it's an easy transition to go to volumetric. It's pretty much building this in the shop.
Yeah.
Keeping the same standards. So going from 2D to 3D, I think is the natural thing.
Right.
And allowing the 2D panels to be a complement to the modular. So we're taking on that challenge. We're going to do a metal modular company. Our main goal is mid-risers. Try to go 5 levels up to 18.
5 to 18 levels.
5 to 18.
Got it. Diego, appreciate the tour of the job site. I'll send you guys some more pictures here in the future, but this is awesome, man.
Hey, thank you.
There you have it, everybody, right outside of Los Angeles, off-site construction. It's growing, it's big, but you better know your stuff before you come here and try it because there's a lot to learn. We only gave you a small portion of what that is. I'm Dave Cooper.
Is correct.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you, guys.